and
We're
my
going
mom
to
just
go ahead
said,
and get rolling now. We're going to freak out some people that are in the closing room and that sort of thing. Man, as the market heats up, wintertime is in full effect.
what's on top?
Isn't it?
You know, in
All right, guys,
your
what's one affirmation we want to use to get it rolling?
start to pray and get into it.
Keith,
It's the
this
one that-
is your claim to fame here, the affirmation.
Oh gosh, gosh. Yeah, I was thinking what it should be. For me, it's I'm alive, excited, and full of energy. That's a Mike Ferry thing.
What is it?
That's a Mike Ferry. I'm alive, excited, and full of energy. Yes.
What do you guys think about that one? You want to do that one today? I'm alive, excited, and full
Yeah, we're
of
on
energy.
dragon.
Yes.
2:30, it was up for
Then you got to say yes at the end.
Yes, all right, everybody, let's do it. Let's do it. We're going to do the affirmation. Say that and say it again, Keith.
I'm alive, excited, and full of energy. Yes.
All right, on three. I'm
Alive, excited, and I'm full of energy. Yes.
I didn't do three, did I?
I was saying that.
We got it.
Scared the scared the OP?
Scared as God. All right, awesome, guys. So, guys, we have been at Fuego here, so give me the scoop. What is going on out there? Tell me more about what's happening in the market. What are some things that are working?
Come on, we're busy.
What's happening, Stephanie?
Thank you.
What's busy?
Ah, buyers are buying. Sellers are selling.
You know something, this is kind of interesting. So I was looking at what it's going to take to hit our goals this year as a market center. You remember last year there was a number of those floating around the office, 501. This year, because days on market have been so dramatically reduced, and there has been so much more activity with units and all that sort of stuff, that number's gone down to 413 is what we need. So what does that mean for you guys?
More profit share.
Well, profit share, yeah, but I mean, like, I'm
No,
Money in our pocket.
we're gonna list and then we sell. List and then we
right.
sell.
So here's my thought. Remember when we took the downturn in 07, 08, 09, that sort of thing?
10.
And you heard people start hearing people say, "Man, I'm working 3 times as hard for half the money." I mean, I definitely said that multiple times, right? So now what we're seeing is that maybe all of that effort is coming to fruition, and it's nice to have a little bit of wind behind our back, right? I'm seeing basically a 20% reduction in output to get the goal, actually a more lofty goal than last year's goal. Does that make sense, guys? How'd that feel?
Can I share a story from last year?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
definitely.
Well, I went on a listing appointment a year ago in Twin Chimneys, okay? And they wouldn't listen to the market, the whole 9 yards, and they were the same agent for a year. So $1,800 times a year is what they put into their houses last year. They're going back on the market, so I called them up, chatted with them, and they were gonna go back with another agent that sells the subdivision at the same price that they were at from last year and do no changes. So I just asked them, I said, you just told me you just lost $20,000 over the year. Why would you go back on the same price, not change anything, and still in the market day after day after day? So I got an appointment to be a Skype for tonight, so.
For a person that was off the market, so tell me more about this. Like, so they were on the market.
They're on the market for a year, they took it back off, and,
They changing price at all?
no, one change in price, from $239 to $235.
Okay.
And I told them they couldn't be on more than $225, and they had to do some changes, so we'll see. But it was interesting, a year later, so they've lost, $1,800 a month times 12, that's a lot of money.
21,600.
I said 20,000,
So here's kind of a cool thing too, guys. I mean, like, if I was out there looking to get inventory right now, as far as listings, I mean, I would go old expireds big time. I mean, that is just a prime opportunity there. Those folks that didn't sell that first time, I mean, this is a whole totally different market, and many of those folks might not have to have a major price improvement. Right? Cool. Give me 1 or 2 other great things that's going on.
Boy, I think there's no energy.
Well, I got my dad's house sold, and it's the buyer's rehabbing it now as we speak, and closes May 15th. So it's just neat to see that the contractors are coming in, the tile people, the painters, everybody's nice. Where like last year, 2 years ago, it was hard to get anybody out of bed to do anything. Now it seems like people, in my world, contractors are actually, they'll call you back, they're coming out, they're doing the work, they're happy. It's a good thing. So we close May 15th.
Somebody was telling me they get some news. rise that they're starting to see as far as activity. So that's a pretty good indicator that our referral partners, the people that we're working with, are starting to see a lot more business too, right?
Inspectors too, you actually have to do like, don't do 10 days in your contract anymore, do 15.
Yeah, you gotta set that up. Yeah, exactly. Will, what's happening, brother?
Well, just talking about kind of changing contractors, I did a deal with Lombardo about a year ago, and they were able to build the house in about 4 months. Now they say minimum they're out 6 months, one, because they're busier,
Right.
but the contractors, they are still a little nervous about hiring, so they kind of have the same contractors doing the work that they had last year. So the contractors, I think they gotta be at that point where they gotta start thinking, they gotta, bring more people back in and hire more, so.
That's a good indicator, right? Guys, I mean, just looking at the language of real estate, I mean, I think there's some powerful numbers in here. Now, these are the numbers that you've kind of seen before, kind of, are they on the back of your page? Yeah. I just feel, compelled to reiterate here, guys, I mean, some of the successes you guys are having, you're outperforming the market by 27% closed units. So let's think about this. The market itself is seeing a 9% improvement over this time last year as far as units sold. I mean, is that something we need to be telling our clients? Friends, family, and all of the above, right?
Right.
Now, you guys are performing at a 36% better clip, difference of 27%. So what's the aha there, guys? What do you need to be conveying to your clients?
Well, John, you talked about this transfer of wealth. As an office, we're transferring a lot of wealth here. We're moving a lot of people's money around.
What Keith is talking about is that it's my personal opinion that this is going to be one of the greatest wealth transfers that any of us are going to see in our lifetime. And I agree with you 100%. We're helping folks achieve that goal of transferring that wealth, right?
Right.
What are some of the things that we're going to be talking with our clients about with that number? It's a powerful number, guys.
We're doing the things that get the job done. And that's all.
I agree with you, right? I mean, so basically you guys are implementing the ideas and strategies that are actually working today at a higher rate of speed, right? Okay, next time I'm going to have to bring 5 energy drinks from. So now, the other really big one, guys, that I would be looking at is listings taken. What do you see there?
Market's way down,
Market's down, right?
way down.
I would be using this in complement to a very simple number that can start a lot of conversation. When people are saying, hey, what's the market like? I say, well, first of all, what's your question after that?
Why do you ask?
Why do you ask? Then they tell you, and here's an interesting piece that is going to make you look like the expert, and it's going to allow them to make a decision that's right for them. When you simply say that our inventory is down 200% over the last 2 years. 2 years ago, we had a 15-month inventory. Now we have a 5-month inventory. Does everybody know what that means?
I said it about 50 times yesterday. I'm not kidding.
What was some of the reaction?
Really? Are you kidding me? I didn't know that. I do know what it means, I'm just kidding. But I did use it about 50 times. I'm not kidding. I said it at least.
Yeah, right. Okay, so no, honestly, guys, what does that mean? So inventory 15 months versus 5 months, what does that mean?
We are really, there's more, because somebody did ask me that. I said, there's more buyers out there and we have less inventory, and that's the bottom line, I think.
It's taking longer with buyers.
Outside was what?
I'm taking a lot longer with buyers than, because it's harder to find something.
Find the properties.
So I got a buyer agent.
Yeah.
I like it, leverage.
What it means to me, John, is there's a lot, how they had shadow inventory in the foreclosure world? I think in our world, residential resale, there's a shadow inventory out there for us. It was 15, now it's 5. There's a lot of people probably still sitting on the fence that we can capture.
See, I agree with that. And here's the thing, guys. What I'd be making sure, as you're articulating that to your friends and family, let them know what the perspective is on that. So 15 months of inventory. So that's 15 properties for every one buyer that's out there, right? 5 months inventory would be 5 properties for every buyer that's out there. Now, what does that mean? What is a neutral market?
6 months.
6 months.
That's what they say, yeah.
6 months, right. The National Association of Realtors says about 5 or 6 months is a neutral market. Could we be on the precipice of a potential seller's market?
Well, that's like,
I mean, the trend's going in that direction, right?
We are in
Yeah,
certain areas.
We are in certain areas, yeah. Because you had to have clients lose 2 houses before they finally realized 3, that she wasn't lying to them. You know, it was not lying, but it means just, she was telling them, inventory, there's multiple offers, inventory's low, this is the house you want to do this. And it took them losing, and they instead of listening to their father, you know, because their father's in construction saying, oh yeah, you can still get these foreclosures with these houses at these great prices. And they weren't, you know, so it's helping your buyers make a good decision, you know.
I agree, guys. I mean, in 85% of the country, we're seeing prices rise, right? We need to be making sure that our clients know.
Yeah, because John, there was
85%.
There was 10 years where CDOM, days on market, if it was 14, it was like, oh my gosh, what's wrong?
Right.
I mean, back in the day, you saw a house, you had one shot at it, and that was that evening, or that morning.
I love it, guys. So I'll tell you what, these are a couple of things that, some accolades that you guys have accomplished here, and I'm gonna dive into a few others as well. But actually, one of the big things that Scotty's chatting, that, you know, I wanted to go ahead and introduce, some of you guys have already had a chance to meet with Scotty, the operating partner here. And, you know, I think when you make an adjustment or a change, when you're basically on top of a mountain, when John, after Scotty has a chance to chat with you a little bit, I want to share some numbers that you're gonna really be impressed with that were all about your guys' performance. And the way that I look at it is that when an adjustment's made, when you're leading the industry in almost every measurable category, which is 100% true, that's a strategic approach, right? So without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and introduce Mr. Scotty Patton. And thank you very much.
Wow, it's good to see you guys. I'm going to do this like kindergarten class real quick, okay? Because I've never had this many captured agents in one room. All right? Just give me your name. I do not want to offend anybody by not knowing your name. So I'm going to start with people I do know. So just give me your name real quick.
Stephanie.
No. Joke's not going to be on me today. Let's try this again.
Stephanie Theobald.
Stephanie Ely.
There you go.
Laura Schumer. Melissa Combs.
Brent Yeager.
Sally Amaral with 210. I'm not with Keller.
Okay. No, thank you for letting me know that.
Diane Keller.
Stephanie Klein. Will Klein.
No comment. Christy, Jeremy.
KeithNash.com.
Bonnie Luckett. Or Hogan, I don't know.
KeithNash.com. I love it. I love it.
Curtis Black.
Curtis.
Stephanie.
Yeah, I got Stephanie back there.
Melissa Wolf.
Melissa, I got you guys.
Laura Colley. Leslie English. Corey Reger.
Excellent, thank you. It's going to take me a while. Do I know?
No, you got a test.
Yeah, no. I don't have that memory game. I got to be honest with you. When I launched, you know, John says new OP. Well, it's actually the original OP. You know, when I launched this market center, literally this September will be our 5-year anniversary when we were awarded our market center number 819. Okay, the journey started 18 months before that. Wow. Okay, you know. A couple of agents that are, you know, that if they were in here, I'd recognize them. You know, the Jeff Dillmans, the Pam Schroeders, you know, the Kathy Helbigs, the John Plattons. I mean, they were back in the original day. I mean, Diane Kettering sat in, me and Diane sat in Kelly Hager's living room, you know, trying to recruit her over. I didn't succeed. John had to come behind me and get her. So I knew I had something good because I knew about Keller Williams. But if you would have asked me that I'd be standing before you today with some of the great issues at hand, and that I'd be in business with all of you guys, I would have laughed. I would have said, you know, I know this is good, but I mean, I didn't know it'd be this good. So first of all, let me thank you, because the numbers that John presents, the numbers I'm going to talk to you about, would not be possible if it were not for you guys. And it blows my mind that I am facing a space issue. Where are we putting these new agents? You know, those are great problems I have. Are they a headache? Yes. Is it crazy shuffling agents around office space? Yes. But I'm telling you, I warrant and I welcome those problems. You know, so keep it up. You know, in traditional real estate, when there's change, when the broker changes, it sends shock waves across the real estate world. All right, I mean, phone calls start ringing. Okay, I've met with several of you that when Edwina took on our beloved coaching position, Jeremy took on brokerage. Your phone, several of you have already told me You've gotten phone calls stating, we heard you had a broken change, blah, 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 you're on a sinking ship. You're on a sinking ship, just the rumor. In traditional real estate, a lot of times that's true, okay? Change here is good. Me and Matt, you know, one of the owners, my partner, you know, we sat down and talked. He's up in Chicago now, okay? I came to a couple of ALC meetings and just talking with a few agents, it's kind of like, we're missing ownership on the ground here, boots on the ground here. And so we just, over a few months, we were talking and we realized there needed to be a change. I'm here, so basically what my role is I am stepping back in as representation of the ownership group, okay? So that you guys know that you have the ear and the attention of the ownership so that we can meet your needs, okay? And it's you know, kind of a way, John and I were talking about this morning, it's basically a way for us to reconnect so you know what it's like to have an OP on site, okay? I'm here, live right down the road, okay? Am I gonna always be in the office? No, because we're out of office space.
That's awesome.
I think I've used a little bit of everybody's office in the past 2 weeks, and so and that's a good problem. You know, so when I say that change, that's not a bad thing. We made some great adjustments, you know, starting our coaching program with Edwina. You know, Jeremy bringing on John Platt with our compliance and our brokerage. Okay, those are good things that traditional real estate, they don't get it.
Correct.
They don't understand it. It's comical, the rumors that are flying out there, okay? And so, my other role that I want you guys to know is I am here to support, you know, not only you guys, okay? That's why I've come around to, you know, your office when you're here and just ask you anything I can do for you. But my other job that I want to do is I want to take some of the operational load off of John and Jackie, you know, dealing with, you know, the contracts, you know, whether it be our leases, our allied resources, you know, phone systems. What'd you say?
The internet.
In the very first meeting I had was I do not like the agents telling me the internet's slow. Okay, if y'all saw the bill that we pay each month for internet, when y'all tell me the internet's slow, I was red up to here. And we've had several of those meetings. The problem is, they talk in this IT language, and I can't spell the word IT. And so, bring all those parties together to figure that out and know
Please
that
give
we're
it
on
to
that.
me.
So thank you, John. Thirdly, is I'm here to support them, you know, with growth. Okay? And y'all say, you're talking about space issue. How are we going to grow without space? You know what? Right now, I have a handicapped team leader because we are out of space. Okay? I'm not going to lie to you that you guys know that. Okay? So, that is it's funny. We're out of space, and look who walks in the room. So,
Look at that.
He's space. We got
Three more chairs.
Mike has already been served notice. What are the solutions to our growth problems? I do not know. Okay, I don't know if that's here. We build up, we build out. Nothing is off the table. Okay,
Well, sure
we
is.
love Cottleville. I love this location. To me, there is no greater location, okay? And so I've already had a conversation with Mike. We've looked at some temporary solutions with the building next door. So we're already on that issue, okay? I need patience. I need ideas. One of the things that I'm going to be doing over the next few months is I'm going to handpick, you know, with some advice from people, is a few agents to help me put together, you know, a space task force of what to do, you know, in the next 6 months, year, 3 years, because we have an issue right here. And so know that we're on top of that. And then the biggest reminder, you know, when all this change happened, and some of the agents got the phone calls, you know, that, oh my gosh, we're on a sinking ship. I want to remind you that Keller Williams is the only company that is an open book company. I think sometimes we forget that, okay? Our financials are completely open to you guys, okay? One of the neatest resources we have is called our market trend. I'm going to go ahead now. This is very important information to our market center. So I've got 3 copies. I need to log out of these 3 copies. These are not to be printed off, taken home, you know, leave the building. That's in our agreement with you guys. So just take these around. I want you to look at some of the, I'm going to go one step back here. These numbers, it's kind of funny, I just noticed that our starting months have just fallen off. But these numbers go all the way back to January 2009, when we started transmitting up to Keller Williams International, our first numbers. And so I chuckle when I hear the rumors that we're on a sinking ship. Because if you look at these numbers, any business owner would salivate and envy these numbers, because there is not a single down month since the day we transmitted our first numbers. Okay? That is not about me. That's a lot about John, and that's a lot about you guys. In a down market, we took over the #1 spot that John's going to go over. Okay? I would laugh when I would tell people the past few years, what do you do for a living? Well, I'm one of the owners of Keller Williams. Oh.
Yeah, I bet.
You know, how many of y'all heard it? Oh, you're in real estate.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I chuckle and I laugh because if you look at this, and I know John's went over the language of real estate. Year to date, closed units on the first page, we're up 39% from last year. 39%. You go to closed sales volume, you know, we're up 32% over last year. All right. So you get into listings taken volume, which is a future indicator. This is where we're headed. We're up 15%, and then you got our listings sold. This is money in y'all's pocket. Listings sold, 40.3%. We're up over last year. Okay. Contracts written, everything. Numbers are up. I want to get to the big number though.
I don't see any water on that ship sinking.
No, no, I chuckle at it. Okay, here's the big number, profit share. You know, the other companies say the network marketing scheme, the pyramid scheme. You know what? Forget it. Here's what I call this number. Profit sharing, we profit shared $155,447 last year. Okay? That is $155,000 that the owners of Caldwell Banker and the owners of Prudential put in their pockets. This $155,000 is the amount of money that we as owners split with you guys to reward you for the work you've done. And they say we're on a sinking ship. I have a hard time with that. And so this year alone, and y'all haven't seen the April numbers coming out. We haven't hinted those numbers yet. Okay, I won't tell you then we're going to break an all-time record.
Well, I don't see that right here.
Yeah. Year to date on profit share, we are at almost 30,000. We are up 57% profit sharing over the last year. And so, you know what? That's a good job, guys. We don't profit share unless you guys, you know, what'd you call it? Transfer wealth? You know, we don't profit share unless you guys keep transferring the wealth. So good job. I am here. Whatever I can do to support you guys, please let me know. I'm very easily reached by cell phone. Much more easily reached by email. But I've tried very hard to return all phone calls. Okay. Any questions? Anything like that?
Scotty, as far as the space goes, what are some ideas that you guys are bantering around? Are you allowed to talk about that?
You know, I told John, I said, this is going to be like the White House press conference. That's going to
Yeah.
You know what? Seriously, nothing's off the table right now. I mean, the initial one is, and I'll give you how far outside the box that I'm thinking right now. Okay, we've got 900 square feet over there, 800. We got 900 square feet. It's about not quite double the size of this training room. Okay, do I want to move the training room over there? No, not really. But do I want to move a mega agent team office over there? Absolutely not. We thrive on the culture in here. So you can see when I'm presenting with an option like that, what do we do? Because we can get a lot of office space out of here. You know, so it's issues like that. You know, Mike knows that, you know, we've talked about the building that's being constructed on the other side of that. I mean, nothing's off the table. Do I have any concrete directions yet? No. I've really just taken this task on in the past 2 weeks. But we need a short-term solution, you know, right now. Just so that, because I can't hold John accountable to his numbers when he's meeting with these, you know, these agents and these teams that need office space. That's not fair to, you know, hold him, hey, you got to meet these numbers. show me some space. You know, so, but that's a great problem to have. That's not a problem that I'm mad that we have. You know, it's a problem that, you know, Mike and I got to work on, because we all, I mean, unless I'm missing the boat here, we all love Cottonville. We all love this location. And so we've got to figure something out for right here, because, you know, I can see here in a year or two, we're going to need double this space. And so that's a great problem.
Thanks for sharing. Thanks, sir.
I mean,
Thanks.
Keith, the way that I look at it, man, you know, you're gonna have a challenge one way or the other. You know, whether there's growth or there's regression, you're gonna have a challenge. The challenge with the regression is that then you have a lot of vacant spaces with, I mean, not only an absence of energy, but actually, I mean, like, you know, a vacuum of energy. That's what a vacant space does. And, you know, it's interesting too, I was actually meeting with somebody a Saturday or two ago, and then you guys have been up here on Saturdays, and it is pretty dead, right? Because when people are out, you know, showing homes, that sort of thing, and the person actually brought up the energy. That tells me that it's proof positive that energy does make an impact. There wasn't anybody in here, and they brought that up, right? You know, so, I mean, it is a very real thing that's out there, and that's a positive thing. And just think about this, you know, what other office out there is having so much success and high energy that people want to be involved with? And I've got agents tell me, you know, verbatim, I want to play with you guys. You know, basically looking for office space here. How many other offices are having agents say that to them? Not many, right?
Yeah, I'll just point out one thing. This was last year, I got recruited pretty heavily by Coldwell Banker. It's an office that's currently closed now.
Because they didn't get you.
But I'm telling you, that was your problem. But, I mean, I went in there and it was, the first thing I noticed was atmosphere. It was like a morgue. I mean, not just because all the agents were 1 foot in the grave, but just because.
Which they were, but.
It was, I mean, it was it was so quiet, boring. There was like
Banker,
2 agents in the whole office working that day. And, yeah.
Hey guys, real quick.
Well, it's cold, well.
Here's something that, you know,
Cold,
basically,
degree of nature.
anytime there's an opportunity to go ahead and model for you, and that's what I want to be very clear about it. I'm not trying to be, you know, precautious about it or anything pretentious about it. Think about that. If energy makes a difference in the markets and in the office where you conduct your business, do you think energy might make a difference when you're at an open house?
Yes.
Just think about that a little bit, right? So if you're at an open house, you might want to bring some energy to it, right? There's some ideas. All right, so guys, here's the thing that as Scott is up and talking, one thing I kept thinking about, one of the bold laws is you can have reasons or results, you can't have both, right? Scotty gave you a few what? What did he give you, reasons or results? Results. I'm going to share some results with you too. Now, if I don't have the results, what type of ammunition do you think I'm going to use? Reasons, right? Exactly,
yeah.
excuses. So if I don't have the reasons to share with you, then I'm going to be up here doing some sort of jazz hands, you know, telling you, oh, here's all the excitement, here's what's happening in this area. That's when you start hearing things about drama, right? So here's some things that, if I were you, first of all, I'm going to celebrate after I share each one of these things with you, and then I want to talk about how you can use these in conversations with your clients. There's a lot of great things as far as production. I'm going to talk about that in a second. One of the things that I like to see, this is awesome, because this focuses on your servicing of your clients. And so, you know, when you guys start looking at how do I go ahead and get paid in kind when I'm bringing value to the table, the first thing you need to do is make sure you can articulate the value you're bringing to the table. Guys, you are the #1 market center, #1 office in the entire MLS when it comes to sale price to list price when you're working with your sellers. Yeah, right. Out of 2,000 something offices, you are the #1 office. You guys get 93.5% of the list price. Now, the next best, this isn't even like the average of the entire MLS, the next best office is 91.9%.
Who's that?
I don't know, I'll get that for you. I didn't put that in my notes, but,
It is the board.
So I should charge 8% then.
what's that?
That's the board.
Right.
See, I can't get the board average.
We're
on
saving
these
them
pieces.
2%. We're making them.
So, Keith,
Yes,
that's a
sir.
good point. So
Yes, sir.
basically, you just said, you know, if your commission is under attack, is this a number you can use?
Yes.
I get 1.6% more than the next best office. I'm not even talking about average. That's huge. right? So let's think about that average sale price of $200,000. What does that mean for my seller?
More money in the pocket.
$3,000-4,000.
$3,200.
$3,200. Just by me coming to the table, I'm gonna bring you $3,200 more than the next guy that walks in the door. Right?
The next best.
The next best, right? So guys, that'd be a huge.
John, did you say 9?